This is a quick blob or blurb or whatever about student loans. First of all, when I was in school, I went to school and I was making maybe $300 a week. And I went to see about going to school, and people come up to me going, "Hey, you can get a loan and you have to pay it back until you graduate, and probably not even a year afterwards. And it'll be low interest and all this stuff. It'll help you go to school." Okay, do I have to have any collateral in there? Oh no, we'll just give you this money. 2500, I think it's $2,500 a semester, $5,000 a year. Back when, that was way back when. Plus, you don't make enough money, so you can get a Pell Grant, and we'll pay for your classes. All you have to do is pay for your books, and so that was giving me an extra, about a little over $100 a week extra. So let me see, my rent was like 500 or 600, and gas was about $1 a gallon. I had a gas guzzling Suburban. That was pretty good. I'd about make it where I can go to school. Okay, great. No one really told me I had to pay it back or what it entailed to pay back. I was going to school, so I was learning at the time about these things and never had a loan like that. Okay, besides that, though, as soon as I walk out of there getting that loan, you run into these tables and people are like, "Hey, come over here. Here's a T-shirt. All you have to do is sign this paper. Sign up for a Visa or a Mastercard or Discover." Okay, so sign some papers, and next thing you know, a couple weeks later, I'm getting these little envelopes. It's got this little hard piece of something in it. And I open it up, and it's a little card. It gives me like $1,000 I can charge on Discover and Visa. Well, great. Go get a stereo. Go get this. Go get that. New tires, whatever, and get them all and run them all the way up, and then start getting the bills that you never had gotten before, and well, you can pay it off over 3 years or something, so it's only like $20, $30. Well, glad I got that student loan so I can pay those off. And then you find yourself a few years later trying to get a business going. You can't get a business going because they ain't gonna loan you money for a business. They'll give you money with it on your looks for school, and you have all that, but you got those credit cards still. So now you go borrow money on the credit cards to start your own business, and you go buy your inventory or whatever. And then in my case, you find yourself not in the same situation because of your partner is taking off, and you're holding the bag, and you really don't. You're not really the main person doing that business. So now you're hitting bankruptcy. Guess what? The government's got this covered. They don't let you go bankrupt on school loans at all. You can get all kinds of relief on everything else, but you can't get relief on school loans. But you don't have a really, you don't have any other kind of loans because you couldn't get them. So you're just going maybe bankrupt on some, I don't know, some credit card debt. But okay, they've already made their money back on that because interest rates were like sky high back then, and like they are now, even more. So when I hear people saying about these school loans, I understand a lot about it. But on the other hand, I got some solutions, and why don't you just pay them off? You say, okay, that's one solution. I mean, they bail out the banks, they bail out everybody else. We print money, we give billions of dollars to Ukraine and different people. So why not pay, you know, pay off a debt for an American citizen that's been paying taxes for, 30 years? Why not? Okay, that's one. That's one solution. How about making it where if you paid in taxes, let's say you paid in $200,000 in the last 20 years in taxes, or 100,000, we'll say $100,000. How about giving you a credit at least 50% of that against your school loans? Just give you credit. That way you can take it off your taxes for the next 10 years or whatever, and it's great. You're getting some relief. I mean, you are sending money to Ukraine and everybody else. Why not help American citizens who've been paying taxes? Okay. I mean, you let people that work for the government, you give them a break and you write off some of their student debt because they work for the government. What makes them any better than any other citizen that's working out here and making sure you got food on your table and on tires on your car and different things of that nature? What makes them any better that they get a special break? And then one other solution I have is going back to the way that they used to do it in the biblical days. They would, every 7 years, they would forgive debt. Well, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not saying forgive it, but if you're collecting interest for so long, let's say you collect the interest on a school loan to the point where you basically have collected in interest the entire amount of the school loan or something, or some level that you have. Why not have it where, okay, at that level, it kicks in where um, you don't get charged any more interest. You can start paying back the principal and finally get ahead on it. And as long as you pay that principal on time, that principal payment, or whatever it's set up on, as long as you pay it, you don't get charged the interest. Now, if you miss a payment, now you're going to get the interest charged. And then you catch back up and then you go back to your program. So that would seems like that may be fair a way. And then all the people that are saying, well, I paid off my school loan. Okay, have a system where you go back and you can get credit for that. Why not? If you paid it off and it's been in so many years or whatever, and you want to go through the process and you want to fill out a paper, say, hey, I paid this off based on the system, whatever system it is that it is adopted, the 7-year system or the based on their tax system or whatever, ask for credit. Why not? We have all kinds of other credits on stupid credits on our tax our tax codes. We give credits for everything. We give credits if you buy a solar panel or something else, or if you want to invest in windmills, whatever it may be. There's all kinds of stupid credits. Why not one more? Yeah, I mean, to help people that pay taxes. So I think I just solved the problem for everybody. People that have paid off and that were, outraged that somebody else might get something paid without them getting it paid, you have your credit too. Okay, got that solved. Got it where there's at least a program to stop the bleeding, since you can't go bankrupt on anything, at least after 7 years paying off a school loan. Maybe you can get the bleeding to stop and you can actually make some ground and pay it off, because with people going in and out of jobs and different things and things changing, and it is based on the people when they were given the money, just giving it, and they didn't know the consequences of it. Some young kid out here, you go offer them $10,000 right now and see if they'll take it. Of course they will. They have no clue what it's going to take to pay it back, especially if they've got to get a degree with something that only earns maybe $50,000 a year, and they've got $100,000 in school loans now. It's going to take a while to pay that back and live, right? Anyway, I think this is some solutions that I've come up with, and I think it'd be pretty good. So we can try them. That's my solutions, at least to it. Have a good one.